And we're live! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Big Girl and Friends. My name is Christopher Wilson, also known as Big Girl, and I am delighted to welcome you to the stream on this lovely Friday, June 5th in Toronto, Ontario. It's been another summery, balmy, warm day. I was out doing some schoolwork because recently I've been supply teaching virtually online for the Toronto District School Board. Something else I do in addition to self-producing and performing occasionally. And it was a beautiful day. So I am super excited to welcome you. It's a fabulous Friday. It's like, I like to say TGIF, but like for COVID times, is Friday really different from any other day of the week? I don't think so. But I'm happy to know that at least I know it's Friday because we've got a fantastic guest on the show tonight and an equally fantastic, if not zanier, co-host tonight. But before I bring those beautiful souls onto the stream, I'd like to remind our viewers that this has been an ongoing fundraiser for the Actors Fund of Canada, located at afchelps.ca. The Actors Fund of Canada is an extraordinary lifeline organization for the performing arts community in Canada, whether we're actors on stage or in front of a camera or behind the scenes on a film or television crew or behind the stage. This organization supports our community from coast to coast in times of difficulty. And as you can imagine, during the COVID crazy, when we are unable to meet together to do what we love to do, which I fear is going to be happening for several months more, this is an incredible organization to support our community during these difficult times. We are very, very happy to report that we are just shy of $30,000 in raised funds these past 11 weeks. And we would ask you that if there's someone that's viewing for the first time or someone who is returning, if you are in a position to donate, all you need to do is click on afchelps.ca. This will be streaming the whole show. Click on the big capitalized donate now, and you can make a live donation, whether it's $5, $50, or $500. Every cent, every dollar that you, we don't have cents anymore, every dollar that you donate to this incredible organization will be graciously appreciated and very well used. So I am super excited to be joined by a co-host that I have not seen in the flesh for a very long time. He is a vivacious performer and recently has transitioned into exploration of theatrical direction, if you will. And we're going to talk about that. This is a wonderful dear friend of our featured guest tonight. And I would like to welcome to the stream the talented, the effervescent, the gorgeous Mr. Thomas Alderson.
Oh my God. Can we talk about me for a minute?
Look at that hair.
I know. I was saying earlier, this app that we're using flips you. So it's not like seeing the mirror image. So every time I go to fix my hair, I feel like I'm going to mess it up.
You're going the wrong way.
Because like it's getting so long, right? So I had to, I went and I got like what I call show spray. If anyone's done a show with me, like we call it show spray. And it's like the really
not hairspray,
show spray. It's like you need like, and it's the glue essentially. It's like a big yellow canister. Like lots of drag queens use it, but I'm like, it's the only thing that holds your hair. So now I'm like, because it's so crazy, I'm like spraying so much, like as if I'm in a musical. And
that's whatever. So funny.
I live my life like I'm in a musical. So whatever.
That's your show hair theme.
Yes.
So how have you been, dear Thomas? It has been eternity since we've seen each other.
I don't know why that's the case.
Well, and yet, Daniel, one of my dear former students from Sheridan.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with his Instagram and he also has like a secret Instagram. Maybe it's not a secret. I don't know. But like where it's like him like singing like funny things, and it's delightful because he's hilarious and also an incredible singer. So
Daniel's extraordinary. Yeah. It was I had the privilege of working with Daniel. I think just one semester. It might have been two. Forgive me, Daniel. It's COVID senility, but such a beautiful emerging artist, an incredible talent, a gorgeous voice, and I love that lad. And I'm excited to now call him a colleague now that he has graduated from everyone's alma mater, the Sheridan College. And show
spray.
Thank you, Clint Butler. Hello, dear Clint. So anyway, tell us about your adventures in COVID. What's it been looking like? Where are you in the world since you're the first to join us? First time you're joining us on the stream.
Yeah. Okay. I'm in Toronto in my apartment.
Okay.
I live with Lily Connor, who is my best friend. Don't tell Tess. But her brother had a baby yesterday. So she was in Ottawa visiting family when the lockdown sort of began, and she decided to stay because her brother already has a small child and is now having another. So she's going to sort of help him, like sort of nanny for him and stay with them.
Okay.
Which makes sense for her.
Joining the family bubble and deserting you.
Yeah. And so I have been alone in my apartment for quite some time, but also it's rather nice.
No one is alone, Thomas.
Well, that's true. And so it's been lovely to watch you and feel less alone. But I have the whole place to myself, which is kind of a luxury as well, because she's still paying the rent.
Oh, bless. I'd say COVID party, which means no one's invited.
Yeah.
And listen, I mean, many maybe of our viewers, and I've certainly had the privilege of seeing you do all sorts of fabulous productions on stage. I've not actually, though, had the privilege of working with you in a company.
I know. It's shocking.
Shocking, really.
Shocking and disappointing.
But you have also been, as I said, making a foray into the directorial side, including an apprenticeship type experience that you had with Theatre Calgary under the fabulous artistic directorship of Stafford Remia,
who is the best man.
So tell us about. I mean, you are a gorgeous performer. So tell us about as you are dallying into this next part of your creative journey.
Well, that's always sort of been there. I think I spent a long time, like even like for people of my generation, I don't know if it's still a thing, but like career.
Ladies and gentlemen, he said his generation. Just so you know, this is actually my belly button. I've had so many facelifts. Yes. Thank you.
Well, it's working, whatever you're doing.
Thank you, Dal.
But
Arbonne.
in grade 10, you have a careers class or whatever, and I picked Susan Stroman as my like person to emulate. So It's always been like a thing in the back of my mind, but I think that I've been spent a lot of years being afraid to say it out loud because like, who do I think I am? Because like also like being in charge of things does terrify me, but it's always been the ultimate goal, and we'll see where it goes. So I'm enjoying very much for now the like seeking out educational opportunities and still performing when those opportunities come along and balancing it. And it's been a lovely few years. Yeah.
Yeah. I position it as an and rather than an or. I'll never forget the vibrant and very talented and incredible leader, Ari Weinberg. I think I can say this without misrepresenting the truth. I believe I gave him his first paying theater job when he was between second and third year of Sheridan. I was producing with my company. Oh, Duff McDonald. It's Big Girl and Little Girl. Yes, it's true.
We'll have a kickoff at the end.
But anyway, the only reason I bring that up is because when I worked with Ari, he did a production of Honk for me in Waterloo, Ontario. And he was very, like, even then, he was like, hell bent. He's like, I'm going to be an artistic director. And here he is, if I'm not mistaken, going into his fourth season as the artistic director of the Winnipeg Jewish Theatre, doing incredible things. So I'm thrilled that you are. I mean, Tess Benger was speaking very, very complimentarily and very highly of your directorial eye, and aside from being friends. So it's exciting that you get to cultivate that vision.
Well, and she's like been a huge part of the whole thing. Like even at Sheridan, I'd rather work on her monologues than memorize my.
And do your own.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'm sure a therapist could explain to me why that is a thing for me. But I just like my greatest joy is watching. Like I grew up in Grand Bend, so I don't even remember the first time being in a theater. Like I am so much a lover of being a spectator as well as being a performer that I just. It's everything to me, and my favorite thing is watching people flourish up there. So
Grand Bend, whatever. We have to work that in. You're actually from Grand Bend?
Yes, yeah, like literally.
Amazing.
Town of 1,000 people. Yeah.
Amazing. Before Drayton Entertainment became part of the Grand Bend.
Yeah. So the summer that Drayton merged was 2001, I do believe, and like wait. No, you weren't in that. I was in the Music Man that summer, but you weren't in that.
No, not that particular.
Or maybe that you were around that summer too, or something. Because I met you like when I was like 12 or 13, I think.
Now you're dating me, dear. This really is a face. This is my belly button, but it's fine. It's fine. It's good. I own it. Every gray hair on my chinny chin chin, I own. Wow, was really 12 years old.
Yeah.
Great. I think it's time to bring in our guest. No.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
No, not at all. Well, I know our beautiful guest. I've been admiring his work for many years, and I've only had the privilege of working with this fabulous soul once. We did a zany production of The Pirates of Penzance with Drayton Entertainment in Cambridge, Ontario. No, in St. Jacobs. In St. Jacobs. And that's how we know one another. And he's just a beautiful, vibrant light and incredible talent. But how do you know the fabulousness of our guest?
Okay, well, all roads lead back to Tess again. So let me see.
This is like 0.06 degrees of Tess Bender.
So they did Spelling Bee together in St. Jacobs, I believe it was. And no one kind of knew who Nick was because he had been in New York and on tour in the States. So he was like sort of making his Canadian return as Barfay. And Tess was playing Olive opposite him. So of course I went to see the show and I was just like, who is this massively talented person that I've never heard of? And I was obsessed. And so we met like at the stage door and
you became his personal stalker.
Yeah, I personally stalked him. We also like did because we didn't work, we have done shows together, but it wasn't for later. Like we became friends just by like going to see shows together and stuff, which was really lovely.
Oh,
and
great.
and then we've done a few shows together. But I mean, he's one of my absolute best friends and the dream. He's the dream. I love him.
He's the dream. Well, without further delay, let's welcome to the stream this evening, Mr. Nick Settimi.
He's got the show spray.
I got show spray.
That?
That's show spray.
That's what we use.
Is that the show spray?
Got to be glued.
It literally, it's like a helmet, but it doesn't move.
Well, that's my favorite kind of helmet. It's kind of like this. When you turn, I had an opera coach from Texas who had hair like that. It was out to here, and it moved as one unit. Her name was Dixie. She'd be like, "Hey," and her hair would go. And then she'd like, "What?" It was amazing. Yeah. Speaking of COVID, look at your COVID curls.
This is the true.
We're gonna bring you up a little closer so we can see that magic. Oh, look at that.
My hair is like naturally like these ringlets and so have no choice.
I love it. Hello, Nick. How are you, my dear heart?
Good. How are you?
It's so great to see the beautiful, vibrant smiles. Both you and Thomas have wonderful natural light.
Yes.
By the way, Clint just wants to share. If you don't know Clint, he said it's the same being bald. Does not move. Clint, there are benefits to having a very short hairline. Just saying.
Yeah.
So
I'm sitting in front of a window right now. So if I need to, it's just like, oh.
You're sitting in front of the window. I love that. You've got shades, high beam, low beam.
Yeah.
Where are you in this beautiful studio right now?
My beautiful studio. I am in Hamilton.
Steeltown. Is that what we call it? Steeltown?
Steeltown. I mean, yeah, I guess it's still
anything like for bits.
You know what? Truthfully, though, Hamilton has a theme song, which is Hamilton, City of Waterfalls, because we are the city of waterfalls.
Huh.
Where are the waterfalls in Hamilton?
Well,
I always drove through Hamilton to go to Niagara Falls. So,
right. So there's the big one, but we have like all these like little ones scattered because I live on what we call the mountain, which is just the escarpment. So there's
Hamilton
falls coming off of it. What was that?
Oh, Mount Hamilton.
Mount Hamilton.
Love it.
So
it's actually is that like a tagline? Hamilton, City of Waterfalls.
Actually, yeah, I think so.
Love it. And there was a song, or did you just make that melody up?
No, there is a song. I butchered it, but there is.
He has a lot of pitch issues.
I'm not getting those royalties. So it's we have all these waterfalls. I went on a bike ride yesterday, and I was like, oh, I didn't know there was one there. So
don't go chasing waterfalls in Hamilton. Is that the lyric? Did I do that? Okay.
It is now.
Okay. Anyway, so tell us about what COVID isolation has looked like for you. So you're in Hamilton, and you are in.
I'm in my family home.
You're in your family home.
Yes, I live with my folks.
Okay.
So
this is your is this the home you grew up in?
This is my childhood bedroom. Welcome, welcome.
Okay, like I'm gonna be like the voice of God. Like let's
Yep.
this is your childhood bedroom. Okay, so I'll come back for a second. So Truth O'Clock.
Yes.
My mother still lives in my childhood home in Kitchener, Ontario. So she has lived in that home since I was 6 months old. So that would be 47 years, really soon. And my childhood bedroom is still intact. It is a time capsule. It is a shrine to 1992. Were you fellas even born in 1992?
Yes.
Not me.
Tom just born.
No.
Anyway, so I get it. So can you take us on a tour? Okay, there are things. First off, the thing I'm most interested. Yes.
Okay, so this is like my. So I just renovated the room. So this is my childhood room, but I've renovated it. So
Zhuzhed up. It's zhuzhed up.
I zhuzhed it up. So some old iPods I threw on the wall.
Oh yes! Oh my goodness, they're iPods. Yeah.
And then so the bowling pins are from Tour. And a production of Spelling Bee. I don't know which one, but what I would do.
You were on tour with Seussical. Is that what you said, Thomas?
Seussical the musical.
Right.
Where I played Horse and the Elephant.
Oh, of course you did. So how does Seussical and touring involve bowling pins?
Okay, great question. So what we would do on tour, because we would have to find something to do.
Sorry, Sophia's a friend of mine. Lived in Hamilton for 9 years. Never saw a waterfall. That's not how she talks, but it's funnier that way.
Absolutely. I have photo. Check my Instagram. Anyway, so on tour we would like go into these like little towns and be like, well, what do we do? But every small town in America
had a bowling alley.
And I remember that was also where I realized that America, their pricing on booze is very loosey-goosey because it was 50-cent strongbow night. So I was like, here's 2 quarters. Bye.
So it was fun bowling.
Oh yeah. No one was keeping score. It was blessings all around. So what I started doing was I thought, how would I like remember this tour? Because I did it twice.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I have an idea. So I went to the people at the bowling alley and I was like, do you have any like spare bowling pins? And they look at you like you have 2 heads. And they're like, yeah, here you go. So I got all the cast to sign it. One of the bowling pins has like the young woman who is, she's the lyricist for Devil Wears Prada. She was my Gertrude McFuzz.
Love
so
it.
Like, I'm like, like there are people's names up there that I'm like, look at them now.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like a little memento, but.
And iPods. I love that you have iPods in there too.
Yeah, so I have the iPods, and then there's a frame directly behind me that is old iPhones because I didn't want to throw them away, so I just threw them in a frame.
You made them into art.
Thank you.
Love it. So, how many members of your family are you Who are you potting with, as it were? How many are you together?
Just me, my mom, and my dad.
Okay.
So
now I know because I follow you on the social media. There was an exciting event in your family recently. There was
my dad turned 60.
Yay!
Oh, so we had to do, the drive-by birthday. Happy birthday, dear Johnny. Happy birthday to you. And we did the drive-by birthday, and we held up West 5th. So people were not pleased, but oh well.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was great. You know what? It wasn't what we had planned. We had this whole to do and people to invite. And
I know. You said it was your father's 70th?
60th.
Oh, 60th. Sorry, my apologies. My mother's turning 75 in July, and same thing. Had a big old to-do plan, which is not going to do. Thomas is 60, says that.
What does that even mean?
What century's going to get you?
Those things she said lovingly, and then she says that. What?
Well, we've coined phrases like there's been COVID anniversaries, right? And I don't know what a COVID birthday is, but I mean, it looked like you guys, he looked very happy and smiley, and it looked like there was some beautiful celebrations had.
You know what? It was the best that we could do in the situation that, everyone's in. And it was great. It was beautiful. The weather held out. So that's all we could ask for.
Great. And you have some places to get a little bit cool and wet in the backyard. You got a pool going on.
I do have.
Let's get soaking wet. Goon, 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 goon. Yeah, that's awesome, especially now that the weather's all summery.
Yeah, we opened it 2 weekends ago, I think, and the water was a chilly 60.
Then.
But then because the liner's like super dark and the sun was just hitting it,
Yeah.
it like jumped up to like 78, and we were in the pool earlier than we've really been.
I'm wondering, I'm thinking to myself, suddenly, I don't know, sometimes I see the world like through cartoons in my head. Like suddenly I'll have this image, but it's all animated. So in my head that moment, I was like, ways to motivate our viewers to donate to the Actors Fund of Canada. I was calling upon you to create a campaign on your social media streams going forward in your pool with a fancy, beautiful like bathing cap and, you know, like beautiful like 1930s bathing suits and like flotation devices, just like
We'll give you full Moira Rose.
full on Bugsy Berkeley. Yeah. Like dive in. I can see it. It's like it's a musical.
Yeah.
It's a musical.
Yeah.
And speaking of musical, what were you thinking of sharing with your viewing public, your people who are here to love and adore you tonight?
Yeah.
What was I thinking? Well, I thought I was gonna give a little. Oh, it's funny. I just realized that the last 2 songs are Disney. But the first song, I thought I'd give a little, you know, Anthony Newley, kind of standardy. What kind of fool am I? Just like
A big one.
It's
Tom, be nice.
What did he say?
He said, what kind of fool am I? He was like, a big one. Thomas, be nice. Rue.
I love her. And then second one will be Poor Unfortunate Soul.
Oh, you don't have to give all the playlist away, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind.
No, it's fine. We'll hold that because we talk about that. Do you do you have an affinity for standards? Do you like singing that jazzy rap?
You know what? In school, I would say no, but now, much like growing up and becoming more mature, you just realize, like, yeah, those tunes are like
they're so well. Sorry, the pool reference. Duff, thank you. Thomas is open for this.
I am, in fact, not. I'm in isolation, as I should be. Thank you, Duff.
Sorry.
Duff is our heckler tonight.
Can I very briefly? No, I can't. Anyway, yes, I don't have to give out the details. So Ryan, Kelly, and I today, we were trying something out. I can't give it away, but we were trying something out technically to see if it would work. And we were very excited to note that it did work. So, but the thing is, because we had to test it on YouTube, we created a mock stream, broadcast it, so it appeared on our on Toronto Musical Concerts YouTube page, and then I deleted it, but not before Duff McDonald found it. So, like, it was literally online for maybe like I don't know, like a minute, and Duff was like, "What exactly is happening here?" We gave him a little heads up, and yeah, so Duff found the secret video. So actually, because we were, no, I can't give it away, but anyway, we sent him a photo as a reward for finding it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So yes, he's been all about the zingers all day today. So would you share this fabulous jazzy standard with us, my love?
I would love to.
And give us a little soft shoulder at the same time. It'd be great.
Absolutely.
No.
All right.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a tearaway underneath.
Yeah. Careful. Thomas might be giving you notes after the show.
My best. Please hold. Just realized I was like, that seems really quiet. My speaker turned off.
Oh, we've had this happen. This is the joy of the live stream. And I bring it up every time someone's speaker, David Silvestri, who joined us from the company of Come From Away, whenever his Bose speaker paired with his thing, it said his name, but it couldn't say Silvestri. So it's like David Sylvester. So we actually hoped that it would turn off every time just so we could hear this automated voice go, David Sylvester.
That's like mine. My last name is Settimi, but everything is Settimi. So it's
Settimi.
Like, Nicholas Settimi. So even when, anyway, it's working now. Here we go.
All right, we're here for you, boo.
All right.
Yay.
kind of fool am I that never fell in love? It seems that I'm the only one that I have been thinking of. What kind of man is this? An empty shell, a lonely cell in which a lonely heart must dwell. What kind of lips are these that light with every kiss, that whispered empty words of love and left me alone like this? Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am. What kind of clown am I? What do I know of life? Why can't I cast away this mask of play and live my life? Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am.
You better
Come on!
sing.
Holy shit!
Oh, okay. So I was talking about that whole image I had of you in the pool, you know, with like so you set the tone, but like then the animation expanded because there you were in the pool making googly eyes at the character that just sang, who was like all dappered out in his, like it was a night party and you were wearing like a dapper tuxedo and you were looking googly eyes at yourself, but you weren't yourself. You were the girl, and that was just magic. I am so glad that you fell in love with that repertoire because you sing it so beautifully.
So smooth.
Oh,
And then you see when I sing those high notes, my vibrato is like 6 feet wide, and you're just like soaring forever. It's so nice.
I love those kinds of vibratos. The one that you're like, do I need to like get out something to measure the size?
Yes, you do.
It's like an
That's me.
earthquake. Kicking off our donations tonight, we had a lovely donation come in. One of our cherished members of our artistic community is a gentleman named Akiva Romer Siegel, who is writing partners with lovely Colleen Dauncey. They have created amazing things, such as the production of Grow that was newly named, was going to be happening at the Grand Theater, and The Louder We Get, which was formerly called Prom Queen.
Yeah.
I just got to keep track of that. Anyway, his parents, who have been fans of the show, Eliezer Siegel and his mother, Aggie Romer Siegel, made a $36 donation on his behalf because he has an upcoming birthday. So the donations have begun, and now the AFC welcomes the donations for the remainder of the stream. Bring it, friends, bring it. So, my dear Nick, always, we're like, let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. Tell us. We know that you're from the city of waterfalls, but how on earth did you get into the business of show? Tell us your journey.
Okay, so my journey started when I was 3 or 4 years old. I was a very active child, and my mom and dad.
These are all the comments. Just keep talking. By the way, when you're on Big Girl and Friends, you just get showered with love.
Oh, that's
I just
sweet.
got so ensconced in the visions in my head that I didn't shout out the comments. Thank you, Clint. So, back to you, girl.
Yeah, my mom took me to see Phantom of the Opera in Toronto.
Ooh.
And so she was super nervous about me sitting through a whole show, and because I was like all over the place, and the overture started like the gentleman, bum, 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 and she's like,
Yes.
did not move, and I was like, and it was that moment, and then the show finished, and I think I turned to them and I was like, I think I want to do that.
How old were you? You said
Like 3 or 4 years old.
Isn't it amazing? It's literally there for so many people in our community. There really is that visceral, transcendent moment where you're like, for me, it was Cats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was seeing Barbara Fulton sing her face off as Grisabella.
I'm obsessed with Barbara Fulton. I don't even know her.
Yeah, and I literally was like, I want to do this. So, Phantom of the Opera, 4 years old.
How everyone has like their show, and Phantom is mine.
Yeah.
In my corner over here, I have it's like a mini Phantom shrine.
Oh, show us.
So I have okay, hold on.
Angle. Show us.
I'll just grab one.
Oh, amazing.
So there was a company that was selling these little bad boys at Christmas time.
Oh.
And they're little ornaments. This is my favorite one because it has light cues in it. I won't play it because it plays like the end of Phantom of the Opera, but like he lights up. Then behind here is like Christina Raoul in a boat. Then he lights up again.
Is this like an ornament?
This is a Christmas ornament. And then this mask has its own. You know what? Fuck it. Hold on. Lighting change and Alex go.
Oh! Keep playing it.
There they are in the boat.
It's literally the end of the show.
Oh, it's magic. Keep playing it.
I am. Oh, I have no choice.
So what you're saying is you had a lot of friends as a child.
Lighting change. Okay, and then my favorite, like, look at this lighting on the mask.
Come on. Come on, that is magic.
Like, I'll just.
Yes.
I'm obsessed. I have it, and I have them all. So that's the last one. But it literally does the whole show. It does the opening, Masquerade, the mirror, All I Ask of You, like, and then the finale.
So this beautiful show that influenced and inspired you to pursue this career has like followed you throughout your entire existence.
Yeah. I remember so I saw it in Toronto, and then in high school, I finally got to see it in New York City.
Wow.
And I remember it finished, and I was sobbing, just a complete mess.
Like raccoon tears, full on mascara.
Everyone's like, why are you crying? I was like, leave me alone. This is the moment.
I love that. So, I mean, that explains your passion, but where did your journey, I mean, did you start singing when you were little, or did it wait till you were high school, community theater? Tell us all.
So I didn't do community.
Thomas, you have a thought?
No, I'm just curious specifically about your voice, because I feel like you have one of those voices that is like meant to sing. Like I as a singer, like I learned how to sing. Like I never really had the natural just voice, the way that I feel that your voice just flies out of you. Like, was there a moment when you were a child and people were like, holy crap?
Yeah, like definitely there was a moment where people were like, so is he in singing lessons? And my mom was like, no, like I'm kind of like, she's like, I don't know what to do. Like we're not an art family. Like I have cousins who are musicians and stuff, but like as for singers, like my mom and my dad didn't know how to, deal with me.
Well, yeah, being Italian, at least, is your mother also Italian?
Oh yeah, both.
Italiano through and through. Well, I mean, come on. Your
So-
culture,
yeah.
deep operatic roots. It's in
Yeah.
your blood.
in my blood, and like music and like that is definitely deep roots.
Food and opera, girl. Food and opera.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
Divino.
And so I guess I kind of went through school, elementary school, not really like in the arts at all. And then my mom put me into the Theatre Aquarius Performing Arts program here in Hamilton.
Yes, Theatre Aquarius. Was who was the artistic director at that time? Was it?
At that time, the artistic director was Max Reimer.
It was Max Reimer, yeah.
And then the artistic director of the program was Lou Zampronia.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
And so
a lot of people got to work with that gentleman. He did that program for years.
For years. And it's still going on. It has changed in different facets. Like it's now its own entity. It's Zampronia Arts.
But if I'm not mistaken, I think he's been in that wonderful arts education for young people for so many years that maybe like I've heard his name with even George Maswell and Sharon Matthew, like back in the day.
They taught there.
Yeah.
But he taught like Evan Bueling, Kristen Peace went through the program.
Yeah. Look at all you talented folks from and I love this. This is audience interaction. Nick, tell the real story about how you got into the arts when you and your brother got into trouble that one summer.
This is my sister-in-law, and she's trolling us.
Love it.
That is true. So what happened was my brother and I think this is the tomato fight. Again, could it be more Italian? And
be Italian, be Italian, be da 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 da.
We took tomatoes in our backyard and we had a tomato fight and threw it at each other.
Were they out of the garden?
Out of the sacred garden.
How dare
you pulled the tomatoes out of your mother's garden and started oh, you guys must have gotten in trouble.
Oh, she was like, you two, guess what? Summer, you're doing theater. You're doing a basketball camp. And we were like, no. And then turns out like, I love theater.
You found God.
Yeah, I loved doing theater. My brother loved doing basketball. He played basketball for so many years. So in the end, it ended up, benefiting us.
Okay, wait a minute. We talked about George Maswell, maybe like, and then you became a mentor. Is Arenia from Hamilton as well?
I think so.
Or close by. Arenia, shout us out where you're from. I asked you a couple weeks ago when you were on this show, and I can't remember where you grew up. But
I did.
You taught.
But you've taught for a while. You've gone back and taught.
Yeah.
Right?
Teaching,
Come on, the legacy of talent and amazing people. You're all superstars.
I know. It's so funny. This Hamilton bubble of people that were here.
And Kitchener has the same thing. Try this on. Yeah. My high school in Kitchener, Alex Moustakis, AJ Bridell, myself, Marisa McIntyre, we all went to the same high school.
That's it's crazy, right? Like you think about these bubbles.
This is our wonderful graphic designer. His name is Augustino Leone. How dare you ruin the perfect tomatoes?
Listen, we are making up for it years later. Come whatever, August, July.
August. This beautiful man is responsible for all of the beautiful visuals for our show. Thank you, Augustino. Mille grazie, mio bello. Thank you, Arenia. Burlington. Got it, boo.
Yes.
Close.
So.
Okay, so theater school, and then you.
I auditioned for, after high school, I auditioned for a bunch of theater schools here in Canada. Unfortunately, I didn't get into any.
What?
Okay. Be told, the NICK SETTIMI that we all know and love is not necessarily the NICK SETTIMI that was being presented back in the day.
Sure, absolutely.
And so I remember going to my Sheridan callback auditions, and I wore track pants and a t-shirt. And I can't remember for the life of me who the gentleman across on the other side of the table was, but he goes, what are you wearing? And I was like, track pants and t-shirt. He goes, this is a callback. I go, I know. And he goes, did you not think to dress appropriately? I was like, but the letter said to dress comfortably.
You were honest.
She didn't book it. She didn't get in.
Oh. Listen, I auditioned for show. I had auditioned twice.
Yeah.
And I'm amazing.
I never went to Sheridan, but I teach there now, which is fun.
Yeah.
Which is fun. Oh, here's another family thing. Do you remember singing at my parents' wedding when you were 3?
Yep, this is my cousin. I sang at their wedding. But what did I sing, Victoria? I wasn't asked to sing. There was a microphone, and I sang the part in Phantom of the Opera where he would be like, "Damn you, you little dying for." So there's like being like, "Curse you."
How old were you?
Like 4.
Ah! Oh, when you were 3, meaning 3 years old. Got it.
Yeah.
That's the song you chose. Damn you!
God,
And then, oh,
my
wow,
16 bar
Carlotta.
That's good. Duh.
Yeah.
I love Tess Benger wore Birkenstocks and Will Socks to her callback for
She did.
For real?
Yes, she fully did. She was also waitlisted.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so you did tell us a little earlier that you had a couple Disney numbers ready for us. I don't know why I did that. I worked for Mickey Mouse on the high seas. I worked for the mouse. I tell you, working for Mickey Mouse, that's a whole thing, which I won't get into. But anyway, so what were you going to share with us from Disney?
So because when Tess was on, I made a little shout out, and you guys brought up the fact that I played Ursula.
And Kelly was very mad she wasn't getting her due as well.
I totally. Yeah, so let's talk about this. So you were in a production, actually, both of you were in a production together of The Little Mermaid for Drayton Entertainment in Cambridge, Ontario.
Yes.
And Thomas, you were playing, we think, maybe Jetsam.
I think it was Jetsam.
You were one of the
I was like, I was the one that I'm not going to say was less bright, but it's possible it could have.
Would have said less verbal. Okay. And what was your regular track in the show, Nick?
My regular track was like Sailor, Chef, and Chef Louis.
Sailor.
His Chef Louis, your Chef Louis was unmatched.
Les Poissons.
Unmatched. It's amazing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I love playing Chef Louis. He was like
fun.
So good.
I'm pretty sure I gave myself notes, but it was all.
We had similar. We very early on in the show, we had a wonderful Canadian actor who's been most of his career has been in New York, Robert Creighton, and he played Chef Louis on Broadway. Yeah,
amazing.
Actually, he did the song. He did Les Poissons on his stream, and he brought out all of these bath toys that his children had. It was amazing. It was like it was bathtub. Yeah, bathtubography. Okay, so you're playing a sailor and you're playing Chef Louis. How on earth did you come to play Ursula?
Okay, so in this production, I was not Ursula at all. I was just Chef Louis. That was my track.
Yep.
Kristen Peace, love her to bits. One of my
Queen, we love
fabulous company member of Come From Away currently.
Calls me.
I don't remember Life Before Notes. Thank you, Clint.
Messages me in the morning. Nick, you're going on. This is the last day. We have 2 shows.
Wait, you get that from Kristen?
Kristen, yeah.
Like she just decided you're gonna go on. She's like, you gotta do it.
She's like, you're going on. I was like, I don't.
So obviously, to start, there had been discourse. I mean, knowing you were probably like, oh my God, wouldn't it be amazing if I got a chance to play Ursula? Like that would be so much fun.
There is an Instagram video from the day before. Sorry. Thomas and I had a conversation the day before where he's like, what would be your dream part? And I was like, I would love to play Ursula one day.
I was at Drayton because I was in another show at the same time.
You were doing?
It doesn't matter.
The Panto?
No. Oh, no. Maybe. No. Oh. No, it might have been the Panto. I might have been playing the big drag queen. But yes, I was in the neighborhood doing another Drayton show at the same time. I remember that video. And then the next day we were like, he's what?
Yes. So 6 a.m. she texts me. I'm like, ha ha ha, happy closing, bitch. And then she's like, no, I'm not kidding. You need to get here. And I was like, I'm confused. So I get up, I have a shower. All of a sudden, Alex calls me. He's like, can you come in? I was like, oh, sure. So I drive to Cambridge, knock on Kristen's door. She opens the door and she's like, I was like, okay, all right. And then stage management comes in. And so the next thing I know, I'm in wardrobe, getting the tentacles on, throwing on a t-shirt from Target when we had it for the hot second in Canada. Then I was in music rehearsal and I was on stage, and I did the show with the book in my hand. But like,
who cares? You did the show.
And I will say, one of the best memories was doing the first song, Daddy's Little Angel.
Yeah.
And just the entire company was on either side of the wings. And I was like, you just never feel that kind of support until
Oh yeah, just the love. I mean, you just
it will go down forever as
one of those cherished times. Well,
that was so fun.
To launch you into a little ditty by Miss Ursula, I'm happy to report that we have a beautiful donation from a friend of mine. I haven't seen Eldred in a while, Mr. Eldred McIntyre. I had the privilege of collaborating with him on a David Warwick musical a couple years ago at the Fringe with a donation of $100. Thank you, Eldred. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
That's amazing.
So, Nicholas, give us some sassy Ursula. Give us a little sea witch.
All right.
My God, I wish I could have seen that show. I mean, I saw the show. Again, it's in my head. Everything's cartoon.
It was wild.
I saw the photos, though.
Oh, yeah. I was like fully documentary crew the whole time.
That's absolutely right.
I was like filming everything backstage. Not like the performance.
In the past, I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light and made a switch. True, yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And now lately, please don't laugh, I use it on behalf of the miserable, lonely, and depressed. Pathetic, poor, unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. You poor, unfortunate soul. It's sad, but true. They come flocking to my cauldron, yelling, "Spells, Ursula, please!" And do I help them? Yes, I do. Now, it's happened once or twice. Someone couldn't pay the price, and I'm afraid I had to rank them across the coals. Yes, I've had the odd complaint, but on the whole, I've been a saint to those poor, unfortunate souls. Oh, you'll have your looks, your pretty face, and don't underestimate the power of body language. The men up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossips is a bore. Yes, on land, it's much preferred for ladies not to say a word. And after all, dear, what is idle prattle for? Come on! They're not that all impressed with conversation. Gentlemen avoid it when they can. But they dote and swoon and fawn on a lady who's withdrawn. It's she who holds its tongue who gets a man. Come on, you poor unfortunate soul! Go ahead, make your choice. I'm a very busy woman, and I haven't got all day. It won't cost much, just your voice. You poor unfortunate soul! It's sad, but true. If you want to cross the bridge, my dear, you've got to pay the toll. Take a gulp, take a breath. Go ahead, sign the scroll. Flots and jets, and now I got a voice. The boss is on a roll for this poor unfortunate soul.
Come on. You sing it at pitch. You sing it in the exact same key.
Yes.
This isn't transposed. Yes. This is at
no.
Pitch. And then your renowned Ursula-ness led to you being cast in the role in Port Hope at the Capitol Theatre.
Yes.
Not covering the role, playing the role.
Playing it, signed the contract. It said, "NICK SETTIMI,
Ursula. And Kelly Holliff was like, "Damn you!" She was singing that excerpt from Phantom.
From Phantom. Damn you! You're playing
Ursula! See how I connected that? That's good.
Yeah, so then I got to do it. So that year I had, I did Fiddler on the Roof. So I played Laser Wolf.
Oh, you were lovely in that show.
Thanks. It was
honestly, lovely. David Lation, beautiful, beautiful.
His caveat. I had never done Fiddlers, and I loved it. It was amazing.
Jeremy Lapalm was in the show, was he not?
Jeremy was in both. Yeah, both him
Yes,
and Gabby were
that's
in.
right. And Miss Gab, that's right. Yes, and
Yeah.
Tringa, beautiful.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then so then I jump over to playing Ursula in Little Mermaid there, and it was so much fun. Like the villain role, specifically her. Like I don't know why. It's just so to get
satisfying.
It's so
satisfying
because you gotta just be like, why does she hate this poor little thing? And it's so much fun. And then in that production, my Flotsam and Jetsams were female.
Love it.
Yeah, so it was Crystalise and Jade, not Repetta, Jade Percival.
Good casting.
It was great. They would call me Mama back. It was so much fun.
Love it. I love it.
It was the best.
That's the magic of theater. If you can do it, it's not your color, it's not your gender, it's who can do the role and lift it off the page and share the love, to quote Gabby Epstein, with the people.
With the people.
Share the
So
love with
tell us, sharing the love with the people. What, I mean, you are an incredible, I don't want to pigeonhole you in any way, shape. I mean, the work I've seen, you're an incredible character actor. You are such an expressive, communicative artist. What are the types of songs or roles that just really turn your crank? Like, what excites you as an actor when you're approaching repertoire, and why? What is it? What's your hook? What
My
gets
hook
you in?
is
Thomas Alderson. No.
Obviously it's call Thomas and be like, what do I do?
Give a test. God, he could be charging. Anyway.
But it was
I do.
I don't know what it is. I guess I just look at roles and I kind of jump into it going knowing like what people have done, going, what will I do different?
Yeah, what's your take? Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, I know what my physical capabilities are. I know what my vocal capabilities are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily what was written on the page. So what do I bring forward to it? And then as for like things that are interesting, I mean, a teacher back in the day said like, if you have a line, it's because you have something important to say. So so when you speak, be interesting because you have to deliver some sort of information,
message, and engage the audience. Yeah.
So I kind of go, I don't know. I don't know. I go through so many weird things. I'm so loopy in my mind when I am like studying things. I don't know.
Thomas, really quickly, have you been in a position of casting for any of the projects you've done? Pregnant pause.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you find in your approach, like I'm just thinking about what's triggering this question for me, just this thought is, the fact that someone saw, the innovation of the casting, casting Nick in the role of Ursula. Have you ever looked at something in a very unconventional way in terms of how you've casted or approached it or wanted to? He's like,
I don't think so. Like, I mean,
can I tell you, Thomas, like Tessa said before, like chatting with Thomas, like his mind with musicals is so
otherworldly,
vibrant, and so much information. And
it's so crazy.
It's so crazy. And Thomas I will say I remember having a conversation with Thomas, and I made a casting suggestion, and he said, why? And I was like, oh, well, this reason. He goes, but wouldn't it be more interesting if it was this? And I was like, you are correct. Yeah. And so Thomas will, like, I think Thomas, like, he is thinking outside of the box before outside of the box was.
Are you kidding? He came outside of the box.
Well, I don't know, because listen, I've only I got to direct 3 things in the last calendar year, and some of them I had more of a hand in casting, and some of them were cast by the artistic directors.
Yeah.
But I guess you could say I don't think that I've cast outside of the box, but like maybe someone would think that they were. I definitely am not. I'm all about the tight blind. Tight blind. I don't have I don't want to get too specific and
You're
like
you're
to
the
say
type
that I
of-
think that I'm like a genius and I've cast people.
No,
I
no,
just
no, 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 no.
anytime I've cast something, it's just because I thought the person was amazing. Like,
Yeah, totally.
You were like,
and that I guess that like it's like imagine thinking this person is talented and it doesn't matter what size or gender they are, and you should
Yeah.
cast them.
Yeah.
So I mean that's but I don't know if that's
absolutely. No, absolutely. You know, I'm always fascinated when we think about casting. I don't know if you're aware of this. In the professional classical orchestral world, when someone auditions for an orchestra like the Toronto Symphony Orchestra, for example, the auditions are done behind a screen. It's only the sound. You never see the person. You only hear the sound that they're making.
of course. Why? Because
Yeah. So I thought it'd be very fascinating, you know, on an onset to like maybe do just a sound audition, you know, behind a screen. And then, you know, if it would just be an interesting experiment as an initial point to see, you know, if someone resonates with the vocal quality. Because another thing, when I'm teaching students, I often impart to them vocally, I say, imagine that you are singing for an audience full of blind people. Because all of the emotions that you impart have to be communicated through your instrument. It can't be exclusively reliant on gesticulation or physical expression, you know, gesture. We need to hear the colors and the qualities within the singing voice. So, I mean, that is something that you innately do, as Thomas pointed out, just in terms of the natural, beautiful quality you have and the experience that you bring. But I was just fascinated about, you know, what drew you to that. And I was just kind of curious. And as you're cultivating your directorial eye, Thomas, what your thoughts were. But Nick, is there, I mean, it's a silly kind of, I'll sort of make it a bit more broad. Is there a role that you covet doing, or is there a type of work that you have yet to do that you would like to do in terms of your theater journey? You can answer both or none.
Well, my theater journey right now has been a lot of character, you know, character roles. And I think like I would love to like, I don't know, just once dip
You want to
into
play the romantic ingenue?
Why not? Yeah,
Absolutely. Come on, look at that face. Handsome. I'm telling you, I saw you in the bathing cap and I saw you in the smoking jacket. You've got versatility. Versatility.
Yeah.
You are true verse. We'll leave it at that. It's actually, Nick, drive by.
Wow.
Yeah. So listen, before we invite you to sing us out in song, oh my God, these hours go by like a bat out of hell. Like I could just talk to all you beautifuls. Like it's so good to see both of your beautiful, vibrant faces. Tomorrow, if I may take a pause, we are closing out our 11 consecutive weeks. 11 weeks of Big Girl and Friends. We are joined tomorrow by Neptune Theatre in Halifax, vibrant, zany artistic director, Jeremy Webb, who, for the first time in Big Girl and Friends, will not be singing himself, but has 3 performers to come on and sing for him. We will introduce those fabulous. So you'll have to tune in tomorrow at 7 o'clock to see who those fabulous talents are. We're excited to have that wonderful man join us. And if you want to shout us out in the social media, you'll be like, Nick Settimi, Thomas Alderson, gorgeous. # Big Girl and Friends.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I adore you, gentlemen. Oh wait, that's not what I meant to do at all. It's still there. It's a big banner. And now it's gone. Is there anything you want to share before we ask you to sing? Any love, shout outs to family members? Are there like any little ones that might be watching?
I saw Toys to the Max commented on the stream, and that's my nephew. He has a YouTube channel where he opens Maxim, where he opens up toys, and him and my brother, you know, comment on. It's very cute. Something to do in this COVID time.
Absolutely.
So shout out to my nephews, Maxim and Mateo.
Oh, lovely.
So cute.
You are a vibrantly fun uncle. Oh my gosh, I'd love to have you as an uncle.
Dream.
But instead I'll just take you as a big girlfriend. It's good.
All right.
Well, what are you going to sing us out with? A little bit more of the Mouse, of the Disney?
Yes, a bit more of the Mouse. I'm going to do Out There from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I was thinking when you asked me to do this, I thought, oh, okay, which songs to do. And then this song, I don't know, it's just with my personal journey lately. The words really spoke to me. Just about being different and wanting to be out with the people, and maybe not feeling necessarily personally that I belonged.
And if I may, I mean, identifying all of us as, white men, but in light of what's happening in the world right now, and, I've shared this on the stream before, having had the privilege of being an adoptive parent to a black woman. Well, she was a little girl when I adopted her, but she's now a 26-year-old young woman. And, but, raising a woman of color, it obviously changed my lens. But for those people that are often invisible and marginalized and looked over, the lyrics in a song like Out There, of course, which is contextually about Quasimodo in the Tower of Notre Dame, but there is some incredible context and very, very, very topical, especially this week.
Oh, yeah. So, like, rehearsing it this week, I was just like, I catch myself just getting, like, verklempt, just like...
Of course.
Whoa, like, so...
Then it means what it's supposed to mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
We will wait for the music as long as the speaker hasn't gone to sleep.
No, it's still
okay. Take us out there, my love. Take us out there. And then we'll come back and we'll roll the credits and take a family photo. It's all yours.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Safe behind these windows and these parapets of stone, gazing at the people down below me. All my life I watch them as I hide up here alone, hungry for the histories they show me. All my life I've memorized their faces, knowing them as they will never know me. All my life I wonder how it feels to pass a day not above them, but part of them. And out there, living in the sun, give me one day out there. All I ask is one to hold forever out there, where they all live on, where what I give, what I dare, just to live one day out there. Up there among the millers and the weavers and their wives, through the roofs and gables I can see them. Every day they shout and scorn and go about their lives, heedless how the gift it is to be them. If I were in their skin, I would treasure every instant out there, strolling by the sand. Take a morning out there, like ordinary men who freely go out there, just one day, and then I swear I'd be content with my share. Won't resent, won't despair, won't repent. I won't care. I'll have spent one day out there.
Drop mic. I'm thinking to myself, he's going to go for the G. No, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Settimi sang the B flat for 8,000 bars.
Dead.
Nick, honest to heaven, you have a glorious voice. A beautiful,
He's perfect.
Beautiful.
He's gorgeous. He's better than Barbara.
Whoa!
Wow.
Don't get crazy.
Not better than
That was
Gabby
some-
Epstein, but better than Barbara. Oh, Nick, honest to Pete, I mean, seeing your face has just lit up my soul space. Oh, dear diary, Stuart Dowling. Thanks for another great night. Stay well, everyone. Onward. Cheers, my love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thomas, it has been far too long since I've seen your COVID locks.
Oh yes.
And Nick, so grateful. Thank you so much to Eldred, our generous donors this evening. We encourage you all to come back tomorrow night to conclude our 11th week with us with the fabulous, as I said, artistic director, Mr. Jeremy Webb from Neptune Theatre in Halifax. All the love for you, Nick. You get to go back and look at all these comments later because you were just showered in adoration. Thank you. Thank you on behalf of the AFC for joining us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, so you boys stay. We'll take a little family photo after we go offline. Everyone else, please stay safe and love and light, and we will say good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
A time like none we've had in the past. Stuck in your home, how long